Matchup with the New England Patriots. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. First down, it's Watson. And pass to Henry is intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it, and he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions. Can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers.
He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins are going to take a first-quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Not the start that they were hoping for. The interception on the first play of the game. It leads to 6 points the other way. How do you rebound from here?
Yeah, a little bit of humor. Got to laugh that one off, and not the ha-ha, that was very funny, but kind of like, can you believe that just happened? Let's go out and play now. Let's just start over.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. You know, Charles, for this defense, look, it's no secret. You're facing a team that is really, really struggling. They haven't won in what seems like forever, but sometimes a desperate team can be a dangerous team, right?
You're exactly right about that, but they shouldn't be. When they're on that type of a losing streak, it's incumbent upon you to take charge of this game early and not give them any reason to hope. Get out and attack them and make sure you knock them back on their butts.
3rd and 2, Watson. This goes out wide for Mixon. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that'll bring up 4th down. They run for it with Mixon, and he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. He needed less than a foot. He didn't get a whole lot more than that, but he did get the first down.
Well, he and his offensive line created enough push where if he was able to just fall forward as he was able to there, that would pick up the first down. As you noted, didn't need a whole lot, didn't get much more than that.
And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18. Another try after the first down sack. Watson. Hunter Henry brings it in. And all the way down inside the 25 before he gets out of bounds. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Here's a give to Mixon. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. A handoff to Mixon. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
After the penalty, it's Mixon. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. So that run gets them about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Mixon. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a 4th and goal. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Dolphins celebrate their goal line stand. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. 5-3, their record at the halfway point. And you have to imagine that there are folks saying, hey, if we do that again in the second half, we're 10-6 and we're a playoff team.
I do think, though, that they have a couple things working against them. And number one, the schedule, that's going to toughen up a bit because they've got some division games down the stretch, and those are always difficult. Number two, you know they've got to stay healthy. That's the key to getting to the playoffs and winning in the playoffs. But they've got a shot at it. This is a good football team. It's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. Now the Iowa State product, it's Kene Nwangu. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
The kick by Sanders is good. 10-0 the score after one on EA Sports. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Now they come into this one with an 0-8 record. The playoffs obviously out the window weeks ago. And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes our score 17-0. get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. The Pats at the line ready to go. They're down 17-0, really needing to find that offensive spark on this drive as they have it with a 1st and 10. Good footwork at the 30. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
And he'll get this up to about the 40. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. From the gun, a give to Mixon. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's got the 1st down as he's up to the 45-yard line.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Watson on 1st down. He'll buy some time right. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Henry. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing.
And now Watson throws another interception. Carlton Davis picks it. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. 1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that is incomplete.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
Second and 10. And again, it's Tagovailoa. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
On 2nd down and 4, Tua. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. And that's on Austin Jackson, 1st-round pick in 2020. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Tua sets up to pass it. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch, dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Come on now.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And the question now, can the Patriot defense hold firm again on 3rd and goal? Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. And no hesitation about this decision here. Confidently, they're going to go for this. 4th and goal from the... And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. A great effort there. With touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Dolphins are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the rout is on here in this first half. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And the Dolphins have got it. And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that will extend this big lead. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
Watson's throw into the hands of Henry here. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Now a first down throw, Watson. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. On first down, Watson. His throw incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just talking about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
To throw again on second down, Watson. And coughed it up, and this is picked up by the Dolphins. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field.
It's caught inside the 25. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. It's Kyler Duggar who picks it. And the Patriots are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. The Pats at the line ready to go. And from here, might not be able to take a knee. Might need to run a play here that's close to their goal line. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And he will perhaps get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And time has run out on this first half. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. Taken in at the 3. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they get the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Tua. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
We got 4. We got 4. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he's brought down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Tua now on first down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Tua. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 29-yard line. Here's Tua. And this will be caught by his big wide receiver.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. He will push his way down to about the 14. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Dolphins take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead will swell by one more. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Pats at the line ready to go. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Joe Mixon. Touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Pats able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right.
Right here, right here.
So that challenge, a successful one.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now Joe Mixon, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. To throw is Watson. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 14. Terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. Well, I tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick six? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return and very good field position. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. From the gun, it's Tua. Being chased out left. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
From the 27, Watson. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain and a 1st down.
Hey, you got to snap it.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Watson throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion. And when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points. And the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
The Patriots send out their punter. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 23. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones. And it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number 1 for what we've seen this season.
Flushed out right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Well, the incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield. There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A big play there for the Dolphins. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. Dance, and they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Christian Wilkins busting through to get him for a loss of 6. Second down and goal. Tua. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown of the game, number 14 on the year. And the Dolphins add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that will extend this big lead. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Pats at the line, ready to go. To be frank, you really have to feel for them. This is appearing to not be their week yet again. So another loss in the cards as they trail big in quarter number 4. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Again, it's Mixon. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 134 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Mixon. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. This is Mixon on the draw. And now off to the races down the right side. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. They'll try the air now with Watson. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. New England on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 19. A draw play for Mixon. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is fielded at the 27. And a 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And we have reached the 2-minute warning. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive as they try to finish things off in this 4th quarter, and that current 5-game win streak looking like it's going to go to 6. And he'll have a Dolphins 1st down as good running gets him to about the 44. Back to Nwangu again on 1st down. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
On 1st down, they'll run with Nwangu. And he spins past him and into space. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll get that out wide to Waddle. 7 yards, the pickup there.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
On 2nd down, here's Nwangu. And here he'll get it down to the 7. So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there